Well, some big developments today in the presidential race, and here to help sort it out is Professor David McCuan from Sonoma State. Well, thanks for joining us. President Biden's COVID diagnosis coming just hours after Congressman Adam Schiff, potentially the next senator from California, calling him to step aside and pass the torch. This is the highest profile Democrat to actually call him out. So do you think this is a realistic possibility at this point?
Well, it may not be realistic, but certainly Adam Schiff carries a lot of weight, as you noted there. Look, to former Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi. So she obviously would have been given some information ahead of time that this was coming. Adam Schiff wouldn't operate any other way. He's heavily networked with her. And so this is a big signal. There's now 22 Democrats in the House that are calling for Joe Biden to come off the ticket. We've seen some polling information indicating that the COVID diagnosis will not help that. And you've also seen stories in the last 24 hours that have been going after. So while we thought things might have been past this, given the events of the past weekend and the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, we thought the Democrats might be past this. It doesn't look like they're past this. And it will continue to be a controversy even after this week when Republicans meet here in Milwaukee.
So Senator J.D. Vance will introduce himself to the American public at the Republican National Convention. So what do you expect tonight, and what might his selection tell us about how a potential second term for Trump would play out?
So J.D. Vance has to lay out his biography tonight. We're going to see that, the biography, the talk about class anger. But for your viewers, really pay attention to three things. TNT. What's the timing look like here for what he puts forward? What are the numbers? Where are they talking about these folks? Because this is extended beyond Ohio, concentrating on the Rust Belt for states like Pennsylvania and Michigan, Wisconsin. And then what are the themes? And it's those broader themes. Does he have a soundbite? Does he have a slogan? Does he have something like that that really kind of propels him forward? Because he has to do more than just introduce himself and lay out their biography. He has to talk about his key ideas related to Trumpism and how he's going to continue those things. This is a guy who's 39, first-term senator, light on foreign policy. Obviously, things that are going on in Ukraine, the Middle East, around the world are hugely important. And those are wild cards in this particular election. So we have to pay attention to what he says, but it's really kind of his themes, timing related here, the TNT component, that's hugely important to watch here for J.D. Vance's introduction to the nation.
Well, immediately after last weekend's assassination attempt, there were calls from across the political spectrum to cool the temperature on the rhetoric. Has that already fallen to the wayside now?
Yes, I think it has to a certain degree. Now, we might see elements of this in terms of the unity theme with Donald Trump tomorrow night when he takes the stage. But that is because Republicans and Donald Trump sense that the backs and pushing their sails forward. They think that Democrats are on the ropes. So as a result, it's a place where they can talk about unity, especially in the events of last week. They can push forward, and they're expanding the map. And I think that's another element here to pay attention to about J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance is someone that, despite his inexperience, despite Ohio being a solidly red state, even though it was a battleground some time ago, it points to how Trump and his team believe they are expanding the map. That expansion of the map is going to require contrast, and that means that some of the calls for unity from both sides are going to be gone, I would say, probably by Friday, if not sooner.
Professor David McCuan, thanks for joining us.